houses here. They're all spooky. I'm gonna pick that one over on across the street. Yeah. Oh, what the?
So Halloween is told 40 years later. We find Laurie Strode in isolation. Trauma isolates people. Trauma that is untreated, uncared for, and has wreaked the havoc that trauma will wreak on a human being without treatment, without support. She has lost her family, she has lost all friends, any real contact with anybody. And she lives in a paranoid state of preparedness and conviction. And that combo, preparedness and conviction, has basically removed anything else from her path.
I have prayed every night that he would escape.
What the hell did you do that for?
So I can kill him.
There was no way we could make a Halloween movie to honor the first movie by including all the other storylines because I'm dead in one of them. So it would be, then you're talking about ghost stories, and that's not what we wanted. So clearly what we've done is basically cut them free. They exist. If you love them, go see them. But this movie connects only to what happened to Laurie Strode in 1978 and what's happening with Laurie Strode in 2018.
Michael Myers is a human being who killed his sister when he was 6 years old. And he came after you. We just want to know why. We want a glimpse inside his mind.
Michael Myers murdered 5 people. And he's a human being we need to understand.
They're transferring him.
Tomorrow, 7 o'clock.
You know, he'll be locked away until the end of his days.
That's the idea.
I was minding my own business. I was on vacation with my husband. We were playing golf when the phone rang, and it was Jake Gyllenhaal, who is my godson and a good friend, and I've known him since he was a child. And he said, hey, I just made a movie with this guy, David Gordon Green. And he said, and I had a really creative experience, and David wants to talk to you about a Halloween movie. And, you know, again, I was trying to think of what I was going to do on the third tee. I don't think I had a thought in my head as to like, a Halloween movie, what are you talking about? And so I took his call. He sent me the script. I read it and said yes within an hour of reading it. So they had already mapped out that Laurie was alone, that Laurie's child had been taken from her, that child became a psychologist and had her own PTSD, and that now the granddaughter was kind of caught in the middle. That was all perfectly written. But the whys and wherefores and hows we got there is not written because that's not, a screenplay is written like this is what's happening today. And so the first day I sat with David, I said, okay, let's unpack Laurie. What do I think happened? I believe, and I'm the actor and I'm the performer, I believe that Laurie Strode went back to school the day after the attack. I think her parents were those kind of Midwestern, in Britain, what is the term, stiff upper lip? I think that's how she was raised. And for a while it worked. She was a very good student, but I'm sure an eating disorder kicked in, her grades started to slip, she decided to take a gap year, she didn't go to college, her parents may have died very young, and she was really left alone with her trauma, and it just started to eat her alive. And, before she was 30, she had slammed into the wall of men and alcohol and drugs and had a child and tried to raise the child, all within the cyclone of trauma, violence, fear, paranoia, preparedness. And in that cyclone, the authorities came and took her daughter, because she was not a safe mother. And now she was alone. And I really do think that's really what happened. Because I had to identify with it. I had to find out, like, what's happening here? What does trauma really look like?
I've been preparing for this for a long time. It is not safe to be on the street tonight.
Go home! Get out of here! Get inside!
What was crucial to me is to tell the truth. I'm an actor. My only job, honestly, be it a comedy or be it a drama, be it a horror movie, is to tell the truth. How do I get you to think I'm telling the truth? And that's my job. And for me, the truth of trauma, what it looks like, had to be both emotional, so you see real emotion, and a fierceness, which is also what massive preppers. And a prepper is someone who is a disaster preparedness, doomsday preparedness person. And Laurie Strode is a prepper, but she's a Michael Myers prepper. She's not a tsunami, windstorm, and ice storm prepper with extra food rations. She's a Michael Myers prepper.
The boogeyman, all this hiding, all this preparation, it was for nothing. I mean, it took priority over your family. It cost you your family.
If the way I raised your mother means that she hates me, but that she's prepared for the horrors of this world, then I can live with that.
Say goodbye to Michael and get over it.
Andy and I managed one dinner before we started shooting, and it turns out she and I are almost identical. Not, she's gorgeous and I'm kind of semi-cute. She was discovered, I was discovered. She was going to college, I was going to college. And we both are starring in Halloween for our first movie, and she is my mother's twin. My mother's absolute twin is Andi Matichak. Judy and I didn't get to know each other at all, but you see, our characters are in conflict from the beginning. So it was perfect that we didn't know each other. We barely said hi before we started working. And because our schedules were different, we didn't spend any time together. But it was a kind of a perfect thing. Andy and I bonded in a big way. Judy and I barely got to know each other.
I need to protect my family. You have no security system, Karen.
Mom, you need help.
Evil is real.
Generational trauma is real. I'm in Europe. Europe has gone through tremendous traumas, and we know that through the generations, it carries. It doesn't stop necessarily with the generation that was perpetrated against the trauma. It actually carries on to children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. So that was David and Danny's genius, was saying, here's how we're going to tell the story 40 years later. In fact, the original script is different than the movie today, which often happens. The movie opens now in the insane asylum where Michael Myers is in this beautiful sequence that's just terrifying. But the movie originally opened with Andy, my granddaughter, running as a jogger through Haddonfield. So you kind of got the same sort of ubiquitous small-town America, welcome to Haddonfield sign with this girl. And then she ran upstairs in her house to get ready for school, and she opened louvered closet doors and pulled the string with the bear bulb. And you see, as soon as I read that, I went, oh, we're back in the closet. And it was putting us back in the closet 40 years later, like that. And I thought, oh, these people are really good. That's very clever. And that's really how the movie opened in the script I read.
Michael, I've got some people who'd like to meet you.
I borrowed something from a friend at the Attorney General's office, Michael. You feel it, don't you, Michael? You feel the marks. Say something, Michael. Say something, Michael. Say something!
He's the ultimate poker player. He has no tell whatsoever. By making it a human, but inhuman, by making it a human, but expressionless, by making him human, but no sound, but breathing. You know he's human because he breathes, but his breathing is sinister. By making him move slowly and deliberately, makes you think you can outrun him. But he kills so viciously and with such disregard. It has no rhyme or reason. It is terrorism. It is the ultimate reason why terrorism scares us so much, because it's random. And in his case, I think the enigmatic nothingness allows us to project. He's like a movie screen. We project everything onto his face, and we project all of that fear that we feel. He kills indiscriminately, and I don't think he has a connection to those people. I think he is just a killer. But he fixated on a girl he saw walking down this street who was very different than his sister, who he kills in the beginning of the first movie. A girl who was singing innocent song, I wish I had you all alone, just the two of us. I would hold you close to me, so close to me, just the two of us, so close to me. Not sex, it's not dirty, it's not all the things that we're all so aware of with the interworld that comes into our phones. But you see, he stood there and fell in love with her. And you cannot dissuade someone from love. And even though it's a very sick and obviously dangerous obsession, that connection is real. And she is now Loomis. She now knows that he will come for her, which is why she's a prepper, which is why she has lost her child in exchange for preparing for him, because she knew he would come back for her. And I don't know why that is, but that was just John Carpenter and Deborah Hill creating a love story for the ages. Dark, twisted, violent, crazy, scary, heart-pounding, but a love story nonetheless. And I think that's the secret to why Halloween is so successful.
Michael's here. Get downstairs. Go, baby, go!
What makes a great horror film is a connection. That's what this art form does. It connects you. And I think what fails in the replication is that they replicated the knife thrusts, they replicated the look, but they missed the inherent connection between humans. And that's why Halloween was successful. That's why this is successful. We got a review from Rolling Stone that's 5 words, individual words with a period at the end. And their review was, "You will freak the out." That just guaranteed me that what we went for worked. Like, it's terrifying. And the other one was, it's not just a great horror movie, it's a great movie. And that meant that we had done that other job, which was to create something not just terrifying, not just genre, but we actually created a beautiful movie. And that's David Gordon Green, who is our director, writer, and really the visionary behind this new movie, and I'm just along for the ride. I'm very happy, very proud to represent this woman, Laurie Strode, at a time when women are standing up to be counted, to share their experiences and their hope that you can survive them. And I am a living embodiment of that in so many ways. Happy Halloween. Make good choices.